For Star Wars Outlaws, Massive worked together with Lucasfilm Games to bring a different kind of Star Wars story to life. Instead of being swept up in the conflict between the Empire and the Rebellion, or the Jedi and Sith, we'll be stepping into a scoundrel story through the eyes of someone who's experiencing the underworld and the galaxy for the first time. As laid out by narrative director Navid Kavari, our newbie is Kay Vess, who's sent out on a journey that spans the Outer Rim as an outlaw, and she'll be forced to confront her past to guarantee her future. With the chance to create a fresh experience that plays around with the Han Solo archetype, the team set out to craft a story that could combine Lucasfilm's great history of storytelling with Massive's ability to craft open worlds through the lens of an up-and-coming thief who's trying to find her own way.
Wait, we haven't met. Don't really know many of you.
It was crucial to us that Star Wars Outlaws is not a story about the Rebel Alliance. It's not a story about the Empire. It's the story of a scoundrel, a thief, a hustler, an outlaw. It's the story of Kay Vess, Kavari says. And that feel, that tone, that aesthetic, that perspective was absolutely crucial in forming the character of Kay Vess, a rookie taking her first steps into the greater galaxy. Once the team decided on exploring a scoundrel story in Outlaws, one of the first hurdles was determining where it would sit in the Star Wars timeline. Kavari explains that it was important to figure out the era early on, since every era has its own tone, its own set of characters, and its own aesthetic. After meeting with Lucasfilm Games at the start of the project, the suggestion was made that the turbulent period of time between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi would be perfect. That 1 year gap, where the Empire is at its absolute height of power, Kavari says, but it's a bit distracted by the vigilante rebellion, and the underworld really is thriving. So that felt like a really good period to base our game and our story.
I'm on my own here.
Nice one, Nick.
With an era and scoundrel archetype in mind, we moved into what we call the story rooms, Kavari says. These weren't just writers' rooms, we actually tried to invite a lot of different disciplines to participate in organically growing the story. So level artists, quest designers, writers, because we wanted it to grow holistically. Above all, the team wanted to tell a story with a character who feels relatable, which actually led to one of the most engaging discussions in the story room about one familiar face that will be making an appearance. Kay is someone we can connect with and gives us a new perspective. Kay is not a character that has ever fought a stormtrooper, so what would it be like for any of us to meet Jabba the Hutt for the first time? What does that play like when you have no history or even any idea who Jabba is?
Right? Look, don't try anything. I got a whole crew surrounding the... Okay, we're skipping that part.
While audiences may be familiar with Star Wars, we got to go on this journey with a rookie who's seeing everything for the first time.
Doing what we have to survive.
As Kay goes up against the underworld, she won't be alone, with Nix at her side as her partner in crime. Kavari says he's like Kay's heart in a lot of ways narratively. She's not one to trust others easily, but Nix is said to open her up, meaning that she might have the ability to trust others as well, thanks to his loyal presence.
Nix, attack.
Though the pair will venture to various locations and worlds, the story begins in Cantonica, or the city of Canto Bight. This is where she lived in the shadow of the wealthy elite. Associate narrative director John Bjorling says, far away from the oppression of the elite and the fights of the rebellion. Kay herself is going to be taking jobs on Canto, Kavari says. She's running out of some marks to hustle, her world is getting very small, and she's looking to leave Canto Bight.
You want to survive? Know the players.
You're new to this world.
What's your problem?
Come back when you're not.
And when she takes up one job that puts her in way over her head, she ends up with a death mark on her back, and on entering a journey through the galaxy and through the greater underworld. Now, I can't wait to discover what Kay's perspective on the galaxy will offer us when Star Wars Outlaws arrives on August 30th. What about you? Are you excited to live this scoundrel fantasy, or looking forward to seeing the Star Wars universe through a new perspective? Let us know down below, and for more, make sure to check out GamesRadar.com.